Hello and welcome back to the farm. It is the middle of spring and yeah, we've been working on the John Deere 7R here, our 7290. We've added some joules onto it because we have a job to do with this today. I'm going to jump into the cab, close the door, there we go. Right. Start her up, and we're going to go and hook it on to the seeder we've got over here. So not the big horse one, but our planter, our John Deere planter. And we're going to take this out, and we got some soybeans to put in today. So let's connect her up. And yeah, there we go. And I've got a couple of bits of news on the farm, really. It's the 7710 that is not coming back. It is unfortunately beyond repairs that well, beyond affordable repairs, I should say, for that tractor. So yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to be coming back to us. I want to get this filled up with some, there we go, with some fertilizer first. There we go. So yeah, that's not going to be coming back, unfortunately. As a result, I'm going to go ahead and get us a 6R on the farm. We kind of need one in order for us to well, we need a new workhorse tractor now as a result of that. And as you guys know, last time I've been talking about getting something like a 6R, something to fill in that 250 horsepower gap that we have in our barn. So I'm going to be doing that. Sorry, thinking about a lot of things at once here. And let's head round here because we don't want that field. So we've got to fill that hole that we've got in the farm, in our shed. And now we've got a bigger hole to fill. So yeah, we're going to go for a probably a 6215, I think I've been looking at. So I've got one of those that I've been looking at. I've just got to finalise some paperwork, and then I think that we're going to have that on the farm. We'll be just in time, looking at the length of this grass, for the end of spring, I think, and for our first cut of the grass of the year, which will be good. I need to be further over. Let's line ourselves up. There we go. Perfect. And then I want to activate GPS, plot our first point, set our width, start her up, and away we go. There we are. So yeah, looking at getting a 6R on the farm should be pretty good. I'm also looking at some new equipment for sort of this end of things. Oh, why is that not worked? Okay, there we go. See if we can get this to stay straight enough to do this. There we are. Perfect. Nicely on track. And yeah, so we're gonna be getting a 6R, and then I've been having a word with the guys at John Deere, who have seen that my vlogs have started up again. Very, very interested in getting us something over a little later in the year that might be of interest, and trying out some other equipment and stuff. To cancel that because we're not far enough over. Right, There should do it, I think. Yeah. That will do it nicely. Reposition that, and away we go. So yeah, they're interested in something bigger than this. They want me to try something bigger than this out on here, and have got some ideas for some equipment that might be quite useful to us on here. So I'm looking forward to that, and looking forward to running with some of that stuff. Should that all pan out. But yeah, the big thing, of course, is that we're gonna get the 6R. We have decided on that. Until that arrives, though, we are currently a tractor down. We are having to use a mixture of this and our 40 series to try and keep things running on the farm, and it's not that easy, to be honest. Right, let's lift it. Make sure we're lifted, otherwise we're going to be putting soybeans into the grass, and I don't want to do that. There we go. Line this up. And possibly, the talk, although we've just got this seeder, possibly the talk was of a larger seeder. The trouble we've got, and the reason why we've got this size seeder on here, and not something a lot bigger, despite the size of some of our fields, is that you saw field 19. Field 19 is tiny, so yeah, we've got to take that kind of stuff into account, and see where we are with that. I'm not planning on. So when we had our first set of logs on here, we took those two fields there and merged them into one. I'm not looking to do much more of that. It's one of those things that ends up being too much to work if you're not careful. We do have space, as you can see on this field here, to expand a little bit more towards the river, and we might do that one day. But at the moment, I'm quite liking the space I have to turn around. But then I could be making money from that space just by doing a headland. So yeah, I think we'll see where we are. We've got the plough to do it, and the ability to expand. And you can see on the map, there's quite a lot of space to expand. I mean, we extended a field 20 down that way and gave ourselves a lot more stuff to play with. And we've got the same here. We could even take it into field 33 if we decided to make field 19 a grass field, because we have got extra grassland now. We've brought everything down to the river on this side, so everything surrounding our farm, that is now part of it, and yeah, so we've got enough grass to do things, and we're gonna be hoping for a nice dry period when we come to do the hay, because we're gonna need it. Silage, not so bad. We can straight up get the bales off and get that sorted. It is more getting that hay done. Right, I am gonna head on and keep this going. It was all running nice and smoothly, and then I started getting a report that something wasn't going. We're gonna have to lift this up, I think. Right, let's turn it off. Lift it up. So something isn't running properly down the back here. I might have to go and get myself. Looks to be all running okay. Oh, hang on. Yeah, gotta disconnect. I have to go and... we'll have to fix that. Get my toolkit. Right, that's got it, I think. Let's see if we can get this running again. And running smoothly. Yeah, that's all going good. Good. Oh, you get that You know, these things never go that smoothly. You need to keep an eye on these things. Make sure that everything is doing. And one of the nice things about this modern tractors and things is that you're able to keep that eye. You're able to get alerted as soon as something goes wrong out the back. Because and we could have ended up with an entire strip there of a field that just wasn't seeded, just an entire row that didn't exist, because we've got that disconnect. Just the single pipe had come off. But working again now and working smoothly. Not lunchtime yet. I keep looking at my cool box. Keep wanting to have something out of it. Not lunchtime yet. Halfway through at the field. Halfway through the day. Time for some lunch, I think. Look at that. Bit of open cast mining done up here. Not used anymore. But it remains. Right, back to work. Let's get this field finished. I think I'm about 3/4 of the way through the field at this point. Thankfully, I've still got 30% of my seed left. So we should have enough of the tank here to finish this field. It's so much easier on this return leg than on the way out, because getting the tractor lined up, because you know you only can go through what has already been between two rows that have already been planted, so much easier to line myself up on. I need to, if I could sort out my my auto steer on the GPS, that would be useful to me. Just would allow me to make sure that it's a lot easier for it to do the turn. But it is running nicely. It is running absolutely fine, and we're going to get this in today, which is good news. Just trying to figure out what else we might need to do on the farm, because it is sort of early afternoon. I did sort the cows and things out earlier. We might jump in the little skid steer and clean the cows out, because they tend to be fairly messy eaters. So we can sort them out and get them cleaned up before we finish today. And then I've got to go in the house. I've got to go and do some paperwork and stuff, because we need to get this 6R sorted now. While I've got one that I like, it is going to be a little bit of fun to actually get things into position. And I might have to juggle the finances a little bit. Thankfully, it's not full price because it's an X demo, but it is still a fairly expensive tractor and a fairly expensive addition to the farm. Meanwhile, I'm very pleased with this seeder that we got. That has in itself been a great addition to the farm. There goes the train. Anyways, we do deliver stuff to the train yards for them to load up and take off. Sometimes you get better prices from the railway than you do from other places. There we go. Let's take it around. Line ourselves up for the next one. And yeah, GPS really does make these jobs easier. Really, really does. Not much left to go now. Coming up to the second to last row. Well, coming up to the end of the second to the last row of the field. Let's get that lifted and turn. And then the last row is going to leave us down the bottom, but that's okay. Into the field. And then that is the soybeans planted for the year, which is absolutely fantastic news. Getting this field done and dusted. And yeah, we just got a so we've got a level of we've got a level of fertilizer on here. We're putting fertilizer down at the same time. You can see it goes down at a much slower rate, but we'll use the same fertilizer for the corn when we come to seed that in the next couple of days. And yeah, I'm really tempted actually. We've got a big field of grass over there that would do great as an arable field, and replacing our couple of small. Oh, there we go. Couple of small arable fields with grass fields, considering the size of our mower. Right, I think we're done, and we can head back to the farm. And yeah, we'll drain the remaining soybeans out of here, and get this ready for planting corn. I think in the next couple of days into our other 2 arable fields. But as I was saying, yeah, we've got quite a big grass setup just the other side of the road, with fields 29 and 30. And I'm just looking at it and going, oh, we could very, very easily plough that into one big one, and then fields 21, 19, those could both be grass fields, which would be much more accessible to our mower than to our seeders. We'll get this backed up, get this put away for now, and we'll fill it up again before next time. But hopefully next time I hope to be picking up the 6R to show you guys. But that has that's done a good job there, and I'm not actually going to disconnect this tractor from this because there's no point. We're going to be using that on that seeder again next time. And you see what with the shortage that we have with these at the moment. But yeah, this is why I still got this skid steer around, because at the moment we kind of need it. And we've got more for doing stuff in this shed and for cleaning up the cattle than we have for actually loading the feeding wagons. But that's the problem we got at the moment. Is even with this ramp, that ramp still makes it fairly hard for us to do this. But I need a collapsible one on here, otherwise it just ends up being too much for us. We need to head over here and just give, yeah, mucky eaters. Look at that. And we've got a storage bin that we put this in, ready for when we want to get it done. Ah, oh, come on. There we are. Sometimes has an issue with this. It's odd. It's very odd. Again, I think we had this before. It gets all dried on here, and we have to scrape hard to get it to come off. Sometimes it helps, but yeah. I'm gonna have to get the hose on this again. That disappoints me. One more try, see if it'll go. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes you just have to angle the bucket just right to get it to scrape across, and then it'll do it. And this we put into our silo and we store for a while, and then what we can do is, rather than unwrapping a hay bale, or sorry, unwrapping a silage bale, we can go over to this and we can do it that way. So let's tip this in. There we are, and we can go and put this back. And then we'll give a little bit of feed to our cows, I think. I think we've got some left in our mixing wagon. If not, I'll have to mix some up later. Yeah, there we are. Oh, 4240. This, I can't believe this tractor is still going. This tractor is just amazing. Well, heck, I can't believe that our other old tractor is still going. You know, we don't use it very often. I use it for maneuvering stuff around the yard sometimes, but that there is an absolute old beauty. Just yeah, does wonders. But this will pull that mower. We could go mowing with this. And we do tend to use this sometimes on the fields. With the tedder, with the mower, all good. Right, let's hook her up. And hook that up, and hook that up. No, we don't have any. So this is when it gets interesting. So the first thing we're going to do is the stuff that we've put into our store. We're going to go and get that out and put that straight in. So I'll come up here and load that in. It should go into here. And it's only 889 litres, but it is enough. And then we will head over here because we've got to fill this up. And this is where the fun starts, because this ramp, and what I really like to do is, and the reason, one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to getting this XR is that we'll be able to just use this to load these bales in. It has a higher front loader capacity and a higher reach than our skid steer does. The skid steer is not ideal for this, not by a long shot. And I'm looking forward to this 4240 getting back to what it's supposed to be used for in this yard, rather than trying to make our equipment do things that it shouldn't be doing, and we shouldn't have to do. Oh. But yeah, having that hole in our setup, that is costly to us at the moment. My other trouble is getting this as close as I can without actually hitting it. There we go. I want to be almost paint scrapingly close. Right, we could do going back a little bit further. See that there. Right. Okay, let's get the mixer started. I'm going to go back around this side. So it is running it. Good. And then I want to open up this bale. There we go. We'll open up a couple of these actually. We want to drop the front off this. Start her up. And I'm going to go 2 hay, 2 silage. And then we'll go from there and see how much more we need to add in. So let's see if we can coax 2 hay bales out of here. I think he'll get caught on that front one. So we'll spin it out like this. There we go. And then get it to a height where we can actually see where we're going. It does make this a little bit front heavy, that. But it should be okay. Oh, yeah, you see. That's the trouble with this on the ramp. Unless you got these down fairly low, you run into trouble. And up. It's not as bad, this, as the bale shredder. This will... Oh. other than our skid steer likes to go backwards, but yeah, there we go. So this isn't as bad. We can get the feed wagon closer than we can get the bale shredder. So the bale shredder is always a pain. Mind you, we can detach the bale shredder and load that up, so it's not such a big problem in the grand scheme of things. But here, yeah. So it's not so bad. It could be worse. Let's put it that way. Right, keep it low as we approach the ramp. Onto the ramp, up, and then into our mixer. Whoa. Yeah, getting it over the edge. That's the problem. There we go. Oh no, coming down. Down, thank you, and in. Both those in. Yeah, it's a little bit, we could do with the ramp being a little bit higher, but we'd never get up it if that was the case. Let's see how we're doing. How full is that? That actually is pretty good. We want to put a straw bale into that then. See how much that leaves us. It may be that we can fit, or get a couple of straw bales in here, but I want to... Actually, I think we should be okay with a couple of straw bales in here. Let's just put one. I'm going to put one because if I get my mix wrong, it's a pain to sort it out. So, yeah, we'll just bulk out the mix with this. Really, you can see I'm cheating a bit most of the time. I'm trying to load it up with 2 bales when I should be just doing the one. So much quicker, so much easier, so less board setup. Yeah, we can fit one more in. We can bulk this out fully and have everything set up right. And keep it. We won't have too much straw in here for TMR. And with the extra straw in here, it does sort of, it just bulk it out and means that our stuff goes a little bit further. Right, there we are, and in. There we go. That is all done. So, park this back up. Off, and close this down. Yeah. One of the other things about this is that this will just drink fuel doing this. And you can see why. Let's turn off the mixer. We'll mix it up again when we get over to the cows. But yeah, you can see why I don't want to use this tractor on this. It's right at the far end, if not beyond its sort of standard power consumption. So yeah, it would be best if we avoided that. And let's empty her out. Turn her on. Oh, again, can't move this thing forward when that happens. Right, let's empty her out. Into the feed. And yeah, they'll take a good, nice amount of these. There we go. And then we've got a load saved for later. So we'll just need to mix it up again, and it'll be all good. Perfect. So I am going to park this up that's a good place for me to finish off today. Cows are all fed. Everything is hunky-dory. Soybeans are in. We're going to be getting corn planted soon, but we're going to go and get that 6R, I think. And I can show you that next time. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here, which means that all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.